just always known in my heart that like I would prefer to be with women, and that's just the case.
Did you receive approbation for this? Were people against you for that? Did they give you hassle when you first came out? I guess that's what you call it.
I'm actually really fortunate because I have never experienced really harsh prejudice. I mean, I've had like the, you know, the regular, the run-of-the-mill, like, oh, people calling you derogatory words and stuff like that. But
the D word.
Yeah, the D word. But my mother actually is a wonderful woman. I'll show her this later and talk about how much I love her. Denise Krenzer is a wonderful woman. And when I came out, she just told me...
So was my mother.
Mothers are good. This is good. Mothers are wonderful. When I came out to my mother, I was a freshman in high school, which is a big deal because a lot of people don't actually get the opportunity to come out until they're in high school. Until college, I mean. You know, sorry, it's early. People don't get the opportunity to really do that until they're older, but I was really fortunate to do it when I was young. I was like 14 years old, and I told my mom, I was like, I think I'm a lesbian, and she was like, honey, I just want you to be happy. And that is like the best response anybody could ever ask for. It was just the most beautiful thing, because I was like, my mother, she loves me regardless of who I am, and like you hear all these horror stories about kids getting kicked out of their houses, and I think that's terrible, but I've been in a really fortunate situation to have a caring, supportive family who will support me, especially when I do decide to get married and all that stuff. So I'm just a really fortunate individual in terms of that, because...
Acceptance by the family is a part of it, is a wonderful part of it. Well, interestingly, I have a friend who was whose son announced to his family, and they excommunicated him. Basically, they took him out, threw him out of the family.
That's just awful.
And this does happen rather frequently.
Yes.
And it, of course, does it improve anything? Hell no. It just causes more aggravation and happiness.
Yeah. And
how did you get involved in the organization, Carolyn?
Well, I grew up in a very accepting household. My mom had a brother, accepting household of any kind of lifestyle. My mother had a brother who was gay. He unfortunately died of AIDS. But so she was always very gung-ho about GLBT rights. And so I was raised very fortunately, I guess. Like I'm very fortunate.
We've been in very fortunate situations.
Right. My best friend came out to me when we were in 9th grade, ironically enough. And it was at that moment that I said, I have to do something. I need to do something to make sure his life is okay. And we're still best friends to this day. We go to school together. And he's a huge part of the group as well.
Yes, very much.
And I think it's just knowing that it's the people I love that are missing out on things that I can do, and I hate that. I hate the fact that, you know, Kim can't get married if she wants to, especially in New York State. And I have a personal rule for myself that I won't get married in a state that doesn't allow gay marriage, because I won't let that happen. I won't
Well, you
go
wonder
somewhere.
how the state can legally deny to people the same rights that they give to a similar group, a similar class. Like if you're not married and your partner dies, forget your insurance. In many cases, your Social Security, pension rights, even in a hospital. If you're a gay partner who you lived with in happy, loving relationship for 20 years, gets sick, you are not allowed in the hospital. Not a member of the family. If you were married, you would be. Death rights, cemetery rights, all kinds of things are special little perks given to married people. And it seems to me that the state, well, some states have said that's absolutely wrong. There's no question about it. It's illegal and unconstitutional to deny two people the right to get married, whether or not they're the same sex or not. And even though the churches, and I just picked on one church, a lot of churches condemn it. And in the Bible they say here, say there, but you know what? I don't think God ever cared, or Jesus ever cared who you slept with, really. I think that's kind of out of his province. Who you had a loving commitment to. I understand some gay commitments have lasted for 50 years, just like these anniversaries here. Which it seems to me, and of course most of them didn't have the benefit of being able to get married for the legal rights. Marriages, you know, today it's just a piece of paper, and it gives you grants you certain legal rights. And I agree with you. It's time they change this, and they haven't. We got a couple of phone calls. I'm rambling on. You want to take a phone call?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Hey, good morning, caller. Hello.
No, it's early.
Mark, did you hang up on another caller?
I'm impressed you're awake. Surprised I'm awake.
I know, right?
Well, I don't have a call. It says it's all off. More hung up on them or something.
Oh, that's okay.
That's all right. More, try to get, I see another call coming in too. Oh, well. So at any rate, how long have you been involved in this, how long has this organization, I should say, been involved in Fredonia, at Fredonia?
1997?
It was starting up in the 80s, but it became an official group in 1997 is when it became part of the Center for Multicultural Affairs. And it's just been getting bigger and, in my opinion, better each and every year. We have about 70 general body members, least, which is huge for a school group, and I just love it.
And it's a big deal because it's good to be. When I was in high school, I never really was part of a big community because I felt like I was always the only one, and I was very lonely most of the time. But coming here, like immediately, I just became a part of this wonderful community, and it just got me in the mind of like, I want to be an advocate, I want to be an activist, I want to fight for these things, I want to fight for myself, I want to fight for my friends, and it's inspiring because it's like a big group of people who come together and they're all fighting for the same right, and it's just really nice to be a part of that. It's nice to have that sense of unity. That's something I didn't really get when I was in high school, so that's why it's important to me personally. I think it's a big deal, especially for people who aren't confident in who they are, because I'm lucky enough to be confident in who I am and to know my sexual orientation and whatnot, but there are people who just aren't comfortable with it yet, and I think it's a good group for them too, because then they get to become more comfortable with themselves and they try to explore it more, and then they start to accept it more. And I think a big part of it, like coming out, is like a big process, and it's like you have to accept it for yourself. You have to become comfortable in who you are, and it's just a big, just long, intimate process, and it's just like, I feel like we help people with that, and I think that's really a big deal for us.
Okay, we have a phone call. Good morning, caller. Let's see if you can come through. Hello? Hello? I guess the phones have been, we have gremlins that sneak around at night and screw up our equipment.
It's awful.
Oh, goodness.
I guess there's no phone calls today, or I don't know what's going on out there, but we got 2 or 3 others coming in. I can see it. We're talking with Carolyn Laurenzi, and she's the president of the Pride Alliance, and with her is Kim Kresner, who is the vice president. And this is a gay organization on the campus at Fredonia, and it is a very large organization, and relatively speaking, and they basically are concerned about some of the gay bashing going on. They're trying to change the law, get, for instance, gay marriage, which is already accepted in some places, but not in others. And we also have a group of people that provide a fellowship and a support group for each other, because there tends to be a certain amount of approbation about the gay lifestyle. 10% of the world. We're going to try the phone call again while I'm thinking about it. Caller, are you really there? No.
Aw, caller, can you hear me?
Oh, well. Say, maybe the calls were off today. So at any rate, what I would like to ask you now is, you say that you have a large group of gays on campus Fredonia. You have a large group there. But as I mentioned, how about the other universities? I mean, do you think every university in the country would have a strong gay pride group that would be basically pushing for the rights of these folks?
Yeah, I mean, in Western New York, I think that we're probably one of the most developed groups.
A little more progressive areas of the...
we're part of this thing called Pride University, which takes place at the Buffalo Pride Center. And it just, seeing the other groups and how they're just starting out, and we've been going for almost 20 years. Like, I think that's crazy that we are probably one of the most developed. I don't know about a lot of other schools outside of ours and those, just because I really don't know many people that go to other schools. I do know that there are Pride Alliances on other campuses, but I don't think they're as active as we are. We tend to take a pretty huge role in what goes on in campus, and we're involved in more than just our group. We help with resident halls and programming for classes, so it's a pretty big deal.
We just spent like the last month, we've done a multitude of panels, and we do them for, it's like a group of like 4 or 5 people and we do it through a program called Safe Zone. And it's
called what?
Safe Zone.
Safe Zone?
Safe Zone, and it's kind of, it's dedicated to making sure that LGBT students feel safe on campus, making sure that they're safe in the classroom, in residence halls, etc. And we go into education classes, and we just have people ask us questions, and we talk about what it's like to be gay, how do you handle LGBT students, what's the proper response to this, this, and this, and this, how do I teach this? And for the past month, we've done like 20.
Yeah, we had a record number of panels this year.
And
normally it's like 3.
Are these broadcasts? Are these broadcasts?
They're just done within the class, within the classroom setting.
Right. We're asked by professors to go into their classrooms and basically take on a panel discussion. The students can ask us questions about the group. Anything. A question I get a lot is how did you get involved in this? Why are you an ally?
Yeah.
I just asked you that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's the biggest question for me and what made me want to become the president of Pride Alliance if I'm not gay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I love doing the panels. We love doing it together.
We're like a power couple.
That's what we call ourselves. But yeah, I mean, it's a way to educate other students on our campus.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a fabulous concept of having somebody who's not gay running the program. I mean, as president, because boy, that really shuts them down fast.
Yep.
You bunch of, whatever gays. It's very easy to say, I'm sorry, but I'm more gay than you are.
Yeah.
Phone caller, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
How about that? We got through.
So excited. Good morning.
I have a couple questions.
Okay, a little louder over there.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
When I was, I have several friends that are gay. I also have a couple friends that are, I can't remember the right term, but it's either or.
Oh,
bisexual.
Yeah. And anyways, is it to?
Come on, think about it.
I'm trying to get the words out.
Yeah, you can say it. You can say it.
It is my opinion, and I don't know if I'm right or not, that you're born gay, if you're gay usually. Is this right, or does it come on sometimes when you're, not come on, but do you, I know you don't sometimes discover it till you're older, but that's my question.
Well,
are you born gay or not?
Now. The also-ran governor who was shot down 2-1 or something like that, that was one of his comments, is that the gays are going to try to brainwash your children and make them gay. And now that's a craziness, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a common misconception. Yeah. There are a lot of people who are like, you're going to make them gay. And you're like, you cannot physically make somebody gay.
Right. It's not like a power you have. It's not like...
I definitely think you're born with it.
Right. There have been studies. I was actually looking them up last night, but I can't remember the actual person who did them, but there are studies to show that if you are gay, you have an extra gene, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like
in
certain
your DNA.
parts of the brain are like bigger than others.
Right. I do believe there are studies that prove that it is a genetic thing, but I think a lot of people don't want to believe that it's genetic because then it makes it real.
The way that we think about it is, because I definitely think you're born with it. Because I was just talking about this about 5 minutes ago. I feel like it's something you always know, and in my heart, I've always known.
Right.
Because I knew when I was like 8 that I'm a lesbian, and I mean, it's just. A lot of people are all like, it's a choice, you would choose to be this way, but I don't think
anybody... You have to be crazy to choose to be gay in our society.
Exactly. People are like, why would you choose to be gay? And I'm like, well, why would I choose to face so much prejudice in my life? Why would I choose to not have the ability to get married? Why would I choose that? Because it's just, if I had the choice, I probably wouldn't. Because
well, honey, it's coming, it's coming.
Thank you.
As we age as a nation, well, we continue to age, your generation, which are much more accepting of gays than people, I'm a definitely senior citizen, than a lot of senior citizens are, you will have the vote and you will get there.
Ma'am, I don't know who you are, but I love you. It's a big deal for me because this is definitely something that I want to do. I really want to get married and have a wife and kids and stuff like that. And it's like
we were talking about that
we were
on the car ride
as well. Yeah, we were talking
and
about.
There's no reason you shouldn't.
Aw, thank you.
Seriously, I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carolyn.
You're wonderful.
Send me a stamped envelope. I'll send you some $5 off gifts. I will, over to the Lakeview, that beautiful little 2 restaurants at the foot of the hill.
And their food is delicious.
Isn't it great?
Yes,
they have
it
the
is.
salad bar. Oh, the salad bar.
Okay.